Hello and welcome to the Jack Breslin Students Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University. Today, the Michigan High School Athletic Association and ABS Sports present the 1997 Class A Boys Basketball Semifinal. The blue and gold Zebras of Wayne Memorial taking on the orange and black Indians of Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills. Hi, everyone. Joe Jason to call the play-by-play. Al Pscholka is here for the color commentary. We've got Wayne Memorial against the Twin Towers, and the guy who's living large, Eric Large, for Ottawa Hills.
Twin Towers for Ottawa Hills, as you mentioned, Joe. 6'11" Jeff Rabey starting underneath, and then he's joined by the power forward at 6'9", Ryan Christopher. So they've got a lot of size underneath for Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills. And head coach Jim Eadie's team, slow start this year, started 2-3, but they have now won their last 11 games, 5 in a row to finish the regular season, and then 6 straight here in the March Madness tournament. For Wayne Memorial, the player you got to talk about first is Lorenzo Guess. He's not only a great basketball player, maybe one of the best athletes in Michigan, one of a blue chip quarterback, Lorenzo Guess, and he's got some Grant Hill-like numbers, Joe. 21.5 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 6 assists. Lorenzo Guess can do it all for the Zebras.
We're glad you could join us. A barn burner before this one. The winner of this game will get the Redford Huskies of Detroit. Detroit-Redford with an overtime victory over Detroit Central. Detroit Central had tied the game, sent it into overtime, and with 10 seconds left, ball stolen at halftime, taken half the court, and the lay-in, and that was the win. Let's take a look at our Zebras, not the Zebras of Wayne Memorial, but our officials for today's game. Michael Smith, Robert Craddock, and Mark Richer, the officials for today's game. Good sports are winners, and we've got a couple of good sports here in the teams. Wayne Memorial, the Zebras coming in at 24-1. Ottawa Hills, the Indians, at 20-6. Ottawa Hills playing in that tough Grand Rapids City League. Meanwhile, the Michigan Mega Conference is where Wayne Memorial does their dance throughout the year. We're just a few seconds away from the beginning of this ball game. We'll get our starters in just a moment.
There's our sign right there. Good sports are winners with the high five insignia for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Good balance on both teams that we're going to see in this Class A semi, Joe. We mentioned Lorenzo Guess at 21.5 points per game, but he's got some help as well. 3 other starters in double figures: Lavelle Guess, Richard Rashad, and Rodney Hurst. And for Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills, they have 6 players who average more than 6.5 points per game. So both teams will use plenty of players, good depth on both teams.
Take a look at how that offensive set goes for Wayne Memorial as well. They go with that 3-guard offense. They run them around the perimeter. They'll play somebody on the low post, which will be Richard Rashad. And they'll play 1 forward at Carl Calloway, but they've got a 3-guard offense. And there you take a look at our starters. Let's start with the folks from Wayne Memorial. Wayne Memorial at the guards, Lavelle Guess. He's a 6-foot senior. The other guard's a 6'3" senior, 185-pounder, number 22, Lorenzo Guess. Rodney Hurst, the 3rd guard, 6'1" senior. The center is Richard Rashad. He's 6'4" and a senior. And the forward is Carl Calloway at 6'2". He is a junior. They can come off the bench with some height. They've got a 6'7" junior in Quentin Turner. Let's take a look at Ottawa Hills.
For Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills, starting at the 1 forward spot, actually listed as a guard forward. He's 6'2" and a senior, Nate Bowman. Starting at the other forward spot, 6'9", and a senior, Ryan Christopher. The man in the middle at 6'11", Jeff Rabey. In the backcourt for this afternoon's game for Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills, the leading scorer, 22 points per game, a 6'2" guard, Eric Large. And starting at the other guard spot, a 5'5" point guard, Ernest Mcneal. Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills, 20-6. They are coached by Jim Eadie. In his 7th year, he comes in with an excellent mark of 124-44.
Wayne Memorial, the Zebras, coming in at 24-1. Ottawa Hills out of Grand Rapids coming in at 20-6. Starting lineups being introduced right now on the floor. An exciting day. I want to remind you that throughout this game we'll be reminding you how you can pick up a copy of this videotape for your very own through ABS Sports. We're glad to be here along with the Michigan High School Athletic Association and ABS Sports, where good sports are winners. The 1997 Boys Basketball Finals here at the Jack Breslin Students Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University. And if you'd like a videotape of these games, just write ABS Sports at 5547 Columbiaville Road in Columbiaville, Michigan, 48421. And their phone number, as you see on the screen, 810-793 88-89. It's so different when you take a look at a game in Class A as opposed to a C and D game, and maybe even a B, unless you're talking, of course, about Country Day, about how these young men will play the game above the rim as opposed to being a perimeter game.
And a lot more quickness as well than you'd see in some of the lower classes. But when you look at Ottawa Hills and that huge front line at 6'9" and 6'11", and then Wayne Memorial has got the excellent quickness with the Guess brothers in the backcourt, Lorenzo Guess and Lavelle Guess. We'll see a lot of quickness for the Maize and Blue and a lot of big size underneath, and they'll want to dump it down in the post for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills.
Well, Jeff Rabey at 6'11". I'm sure that Wayne Memorial has seen many tall players in their league around the area that they play in. But let's see how they go with somebody 6. You always see the 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys. When you see a 6'11" guy, a little bit different.
Yeah, it is a little bit different. And Rabey's tough under there. 67 blocks on the season, so he averages better than 3.5 blocks per game, 12.5 points per game. But like we said, both of these teams have good balance, and their first 7 players will all see a lot of action here tonight, this afternoon.
Well, there you see Ottawa Hills coming out in their traditional away jerseys, the black jerseys with the orange lettering and the white trim. And there you take a look at the big guy right there, Jeff Rabey at 6'11". And from up here where we're sitting, didn't look that big. Now everybody else is standing next to him. A man among boys down there. He's a tall guy. And there you see, of course, Wayne coming out in their home white uniforms with the blue lettering and the gold trim. We are set to jump it up. It'll be Richard Rashad jumping it up against Jeff Rabey.
Now Ryan Christopher looks like he's going to take the tap at 6'9". Rabey will back off.
Oh, you're right. Rabey will back it off. Ryan Christopher, the 6'9" senior, standing in the center circle. As we get set for this Class A semifinal, the winner gets Detroit Redford in the state championship game tomorrow. Tap controlled. Ottawa Hills had the control, but he tapped it right to Wayne Memorial. Working it on the left side, Carl Calloway. Back out front between the rings is Lorenzo Guess. Man-to-man defense by Ottawa Hills to start it out. There you look at Calloway, top of the key for Rashad. Rashad, good ball handler for a big guy. There's a fire by Calloway, and it's off the back of the iron. Ottawa Hills secures the rebound. Big Ryan Christopher at 6'9", crashing the boards early.
Boy, he went right up over the top of Wayne Memorial.
Eric Large. And now Nate Bowman working it around the left side. Lob underneath. Rabey puts it off the glass, rims it, gets his own rebound, tapped around, but Lavelle Guess comes up with the rebound for Wayne. They're moving left to right.
They doubled down on the box that time, but Rabey showed some good strength to get that one up on the window.
7:10 remaining in the first quarter. Hurst back to Calloway. Notion from Rashad will drive the paint, spin, move, and go to the hole, and he's fouled.
Saw the quickness right there as he made his way down the elbow and then down the lane. He draws the first foul.
Foul comes at 6:58 of the first quarter. First team foul called against Ottawa Hills. It sends Richard Rashad to the free throw line for a 2-shot opportunity.
Wayne Memorial trying to pull those big guys away a little bit. Got Rabey at 6'11", and he's chasing Carl Calloway at 6'2".
Rashad clunked the side of the iron, bounced it to the right on the first attempt, and the second one's on the way. A little bit better, a lot better. And someone's on the board. It's Wayne Memorial. They lead it by a score of 1-0. There's Eric Large. Ball tapped away, and Ernest Mcneal comes up with it.
2-2-1 zone trap that time for the Zebras.
Eric Large almost lost it in the paint. Bowman on the wing, and here's Ernest Mcneal out between the circles. Working it to the left side. High arcing jumper. It misses everything by Nate Bowman. And Lavelle Guess comes up with it, brings it across the timeline, and now we'll start the offense.
That's the adrenaline jumper.
Guess had it stolen away. Lorenzo Guess coming back the other way, and that ball is stolen back. Ernest Mcneal had it. Three-pointer, no good. Guess down low off the window, no good. The follow is up, and it is in by Richard Rashad.
Richard Rashad really crashed well that time. Rabey missed the first opportunity, and Rashad was there to clean it up.
Back the other way, Eric Large, coast to coast, off the mark, out of bounds. Last touch by the Indians. 5 minutes, 53 seconds remaining here in the first, and Wayne with the ball and a 3-0 lead here at the Breslin. You're looking at Lorenzo Guess across the timeline. Carl Calloway way out on the wing, free throw line extended.
They're pulling Rabey at 6'11" out with him.
That's where they want Rabey, away from underneath the basket. Down low, Calloway off his foot, out of bounds. Indians get it back. Well, Ottawa Hills yet to score. And the ball gets kicked around a bit, and now they pick it up.
Joe, Wayne started in a 2-2-1 trap. Now it's a man-to-man trap.
There's Chuck Henry of Wayne Memorial. Looking at his team as Ottawa Hills comes right down in front of him on the offense. Ernest McNeal out top of the circle, works it to the left side to Nate Bowman. Lob underneath. Here's Rabey. Turn off the window. No. Didn't know when he went up if he wanted to use the backboard or try to swish it through, and it wound up being a tweener.
He's getting open, though, and they're having an easy time dumping it down to him.
Lorenzo Guess coast to coast, tapped out of bounds by Rodney Hurst, and the ball goes out of bounds to Ottawa Hills. There you take a look at Jim Eady in his 7th year. 124 wins for the head coach of Ottawa Hills. Nate Bowman across the timeline now for the Indians. Down to 4 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's a 3-0 Wayne Memorial lead. Double clutch shot by Large, no good. Rebound finally put in. Jeff Rabey puts the Indians on the board.
It's a 1-4 offense that time. The 1-4 offense for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills. They had both of their big guys down on the boxes.
Rabey has 2 rebounds. They're both on the offensive glass. 3-2 Wayne Memorial. 4:28 left in the first. Guess lost the handle on it, gets it down low, and Rashad backs out the dribble. Now tries baseline left, double team, forces, can't get it. The block and the recovery by Ryan Christopher.
Nice defensive play. Didn't go for the head and shoulder fake.
Large will drive on the triple team and lays it in with a right hand.
Well, a couple of Memorial players had a shot that time to cut him off at great quickness to the rack.
Under 4 to go in the first. 4-3. Ottawa Hills with a 1-point lead. Rashad right side to Guess. Down low. The turnaround is blocked by Rabey, and it goes out of bounds off of the Indians. But Rabey now with a couple of offensive boards and a block.
Calloway came off that high screen, Joe, and he had a step. But Rabey at 6'11" with those long arms and wingspan, he can make it up in a hurry.
Brian Williams in the ball game for Wayne Memorial. It'll send Carl Calloway out of the. Actually, Calloway's still in the game. Trying to get the ball in out front, and they do. Guess will walk it back between the circles. Now start his break on the left block. He'll fire a 3, and it rims out. Rabey with a strong rebound on the defensive side all the way down. The lay-in is good as Nate Bowman beat the defense the other side of the floor.
Yeah, Bowman ran down the left side all by himself that time, and good presence of mind to look up and catch him.
It's a 6-0 run right now for Ottawa Hills. 6-3 our score. 3:20 left in the first. Guess working the show out front. Got tangled up a bit. Into the middle on the pass. They bounce it off their feet out of bounds.
Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills really helping each other out on defense. They're in a man-to-man set, but they're really dropping back and helping each other out.
Dion Willis. Pass all the way down, and Large has it. He tried to force, and he was tied up and ridden to the floor by Brian Williams, and that'll be a 2-shot opportunity coming for Ottawa Hills.
A lot of teams will do that, Joe. Their first option against the press is to send one player long, and if he's open, go ahead and try to hit him with that baseball pass. And Eric Large, with great quickness that time, had a step.
There you take a look at Eric Large. 2 points in the game, and now 3 as he hits the front end of a 2-shot opportunity. It's 7-3, a 7-point run for Ottawa Hills after trailing this one 3-0. 3:13 left in the first. Second free throw, as you see, was good. Rashad inbounds, and Guess will bring it up. Lorenzo and Lavelle Guess, brothers playing on this Wayne Memorial team. Calloway couldn't find anybody inside, so they swing it around to Dion Willis. Guess will drive. Stop dotted line. One-hander. Nice touch.
He went right at Rabey that time and then stopped right in front of the big guy and got the floater.
8-5 as the drought is over for Wayne Memorial. They stop an 8-0 run by Ottawa Hills.
There's that 1-4 look again.
Way back to dribble in, and good defense out front by Brian Williams, and he forced him to travel.
Really had nowhere to go that time. He was way out on the wing, had no place to go, and more substitutions for Ottawa Hills. Both coaches going to the bench here early.
Adam Sturdivant coming in the game, 5'11" senior. And there you see Guess across the timeline. Williams looking inside. They got to swing it out. Rabey's doing a good job of blocking up the middle. Guess down low, almost blocked. Might have got a piece of it. Rabey was down there. Loose ball picked up by Rashad. Down the left side, Williams going on Rabey, and Rabey just blocks it out of bounds.
Get it out of here.
6'2" against 6'11" is a mismatch. And Rabey, I don't think, got off his feet. Just blocked that one out of bounds.
That's the third block shot already for Ottawa Hills here in the first quarter.
Here's the inbound Williams. That's Rashad. He'll fire off the back of the iron. Rabey with another rebound. Ernest Mcneal does control. And Ottawa Hills leading 8-5. 2 minutes remaining in the first. Sturdivant holding the dribble. And now into the middle. Ryan Christopher looks down low for Rabey. He'll turn, and the soft touch is in. Rabey's got it going now.
Wayne Memorial's playing behind him. They don't have anyone to front him, and the big fella should be open on the box all night long. That was a little high-low there. High post, low post, 6'9" to 6'11".
10-5, Ottawa Hills, a 5-point lead. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Rashad, notion from 3 against Christopher. Tried to lob it inside. Good hands, Christopher, to tap it and then secure it. Up the floor, Ernest Mcneal. Mcneal standing between the rings. That standing dribble against Williams. Stops, kicks it right side. Jumper on the way. This is a three-pointer, short of the mark. And the rebound pulled down by Ottawa Hills. Here's the jumper again. Mcneal in and out. Rebound Williams. Williams has a 2-on-2 with Rashad. Rashad will go, stop. He has it blocked. Loose ball picked up, and the lay-in by Lorenzo Guess.
Another block shot. That's the 4th for Ottawa Hills. Boy, Mcneal's exciting. Here he is.
Ernest
nice
Mcneal.
Crossover.
Across the timeline, works it on Dion Willis. Down to 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. A 10-7 lead for Ottawa Hills. Large with a left-hand dribble. Free throw line extended. Rabey with a catch. Double team down low. Glass too hard. No good. Rebound Christopher. Put back is in.
That time they double teamed Rabey, and that left Christopher wide open on the weak side for that rebound and putback.
12-7, Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills leading Wayne Memorial. 16 seconds to go. Lorenzo in the corner. Callaway will hold it out. Does he see the clock? 9 seconds to go. You bet he does.
Here's the guy you want.
Lorenzo Guess forced it. Got it! 2-1. That's the end of the first quarter. Desperation at the end of the first quarter, and the running one-handed prayer is answered. And at the end of one, Ottawa Hills leading Wayne Memorial by a score of 12-9.
Great defense by both clubs, but Ottawa Hills with 4 block shots. And really, Joe, they did the job on the boards in that first quarter. 8 rebounds. 7 rebounds for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills, but they converted them into points, especially those offensive boards on Christopher and Rabey. And Wayne Memorial with Lorenzo Guess. What a play at the buzzer. He comes through with 6 points to lead Wayne Memorial in that first quarter. And good balance for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills. Rabey had 4 points. Large had 4 points. Christopher and Bowman with a deuce each. So good, hard-nosed, kind of a scrappy first quarter.
You know, one of the programs sponsored by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, which truly underscores the value of educational athletics, is the Scholar Athlete Award, sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance. 24 young men and women have been selected as the recipients of $1,000 college scholarships. Mark Swart of Holland High School is the recipient of this year's scholarship in boys basketball. Students interested in applying for the Scholar Athlete Award for the 1997-98 season should contact their high school principal. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and AVS Sports. We're glad you're with us at the Jack Breslin Students Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University. There you take a look at the cheerleading faithful for Wayne Memorial. The Zebras in their blue and gold taking on the Indians of Ottawa Hills. Joe, Jason, and Al Pscholka to bring it to you, along with Michigan High School Athletic Association and AVS Sports.
Wayne Memorial shooting just 27% in that first quarter, 4 of 15 from the field. And Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills a little bit better, 5 out of 13, shooting 38%. So neither team lighting it up yet. No one is hit from behind the arc. And 12-9 is where we stand as we enter the second 8 minutes.
Bowman, McNeal, Large, Christopher, and Rabey in there for Ottawa Hills. And Lavelle Guess, Rashad, Brian Williams, Carl Calloway, and Lorenzo Guess will start the second quarter for Wayne Memorial. Nate Bowman plays catch out front with Ernest Mcneal. McNeal will just wait for someone to make the move and then explode on him to the basket. Turns at the free throw line, looking for somebody to give it up to, and finally gets it over to Bowman. Bowman working on Guess. Uses that arm to clear some room and work it to the right side. McNeal in trouble, ball thrown away. Here's Lavelle Guess with a trailer. He'll go in, scoop, not get it. Rebound by Christopher.
Christopher did a good job there, and a couple of block shots in that first quarter made Wayne Memorial a little leery traveling out front.
Well, so far the whistle's not been blown very often. Only one team foul for each team, and Ottawa Hills leading at 12-9. We have 7:21 left here in the first half, and Lavelle Guess will inbound for the Zebras. Slap it and start the play, and here's Rodney Hurst, who's back in the ball game. Top of the circle on Rabey, drives on him, goes in, leaves it down low, and Rashad was wide open. They came up on the double team and left the man open down low.
Boy, beautiful job that time. Drew the defense and the nice dump and dish.
7:03 remaining in the first half. 12-11, a one-point game.
Half-court trap, 2-2-1.
Back the other way, down the dotted line and in. There's a nice bucket there by Eric Large. Large now with 6 points in the game.
And that's how you beat it, a cross-court diagonal pass.
Jumper on the way. That one won't go. Very similar to the shot that ended the first quarter. And Lorenzo Guess comes up empty. A little pressure at three-quarter court, and Rabey will hold on to it and look for some help. Nate Bowman with the dribble out front, being hawked by Richard Rashad. Lob down to Rabey, good toss. He'll go in strong, can't get it to fall. Ball is tipped around. Christopher was there but couldn't control. Lorenzo Guess for Wayne Memorial. Rashad for three on the way off the front of the iron. Christopher outlets, here comes Large going all the way down. Scoops, can't get it. Rebound the other way comes Rashad. Rashad was at both ends of the floor on that one. There's a three-pointer, and Christopher secures the rebound.
And neither team able to get much going offensively.
Rabey has it knocked away. Rashad's got a 2-on-none.
Showtime.
And he'll just put it in. You hear the crowd. Ooh. But the lead is cut to 1, 14-13. Timeout is called by Ottawa Hills. They want to talk it over. There's 5 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Ottawa Hills hanging on to a slim 1-point lead, 14-13 over Wayne Memorial.
Good timeout by Jim Eady. It looked like Ottawa Hills just out of sync here in the second quarter a little bit. They are getting Rabey open underneath. And again, he's got the shot down in the box. He's had a couple roll off, but I think you got to keep feeding the big fella if he can get open down there. And both Christopher and Rabey have had a pretty easy time in getting open underneath. And Wayne Memorial is trying to guard 6'11 and 6'9 with 6'2 and 6'3. It's just going to be a tough task.
Well, Rabey and Christopher have combined for 10 of the 11 rebounds for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills. Wayne Memorial staying right with them, though. 10 rebounds in the game, so it's 11-10 advantage to Ottawa Hills. So they're doing a good job of crashing the board, especially on that miss, and you go to the weak side and grab the rebound, where so many go when they clunk off the side of the iron.
Good crowd here at the Jack Breslin Student Events Center. Probably better than 9,000 for this second Class A semifinal. The winner gets Detroit Redford in the final game for the Class A championship of the Michigan High School Athletic Association.
5:36 left in the first half. It'll be Ottawa Hills ball. They'll inbound underneath the basket on the far side. They called timeout. Each team with just one team foul. And we played a good 10.5 minutes of basketball here.
Again, that 2-2-1 trap again, Joe. Wayne Memorial showed this early and then came out of it.
In a hurry over the timeline is Adam Sturdivant. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wayne Memorial. They were looking for Christopher out there on the wing, and they're really doing good just outside the circle there at about quarter court. Great pressure there by Wayne Memorial.
His head coach Chuck Henry in his 14th year. He's really shifted up the defenses for Wayne Memorial.
Nate Bowman out front between the circles. Looks right side. Now back to the middle. Looked to split the D. Couldn't do it. Sturdivant on the wing. Free throw line extended left. Down low to Christopher. He's double team. Ball tapped away. And a beautiful save by Rodney Hurst gets it back to the Zebras.
Lorenzo Guess made that play defensively.
Lavelle Guess back the other way for the high arcing deuce. 15-14. Wayne Memorial in the lead in this seesaw battle. Down low, Rabey. He'll go in strong. Put it up. Fouled. The basket's good. Mismatch there. Brian Williams at 6'2", who already had a shot blocked at the other end. Should have learned his lesson earlier.
You got to believe that one of the things Jim Eady said, against that 2-2-1 press, you reverse the ball and then look for that cross-court diagonal. That's exactly what they did. They stopped just before they hit the timeline and then found the big fella.
Rabey will be at the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. 6'11" senior. Bounce twice and rim it. Can't get it. Rashad rebounding. Guess will pass ahead quickly on the right side. This is Rodney Hurst at the top of the key. Lorenzo, head fake, stop and pop from 10, short of the mark, tipped around. Rabey tried to control, but the good Hawken offensive rebound pulled down by Carl Calloway. They lost it out of bounds. Ball was last touched by Ottawa Hills near side.
Now, we've mentioned the size of Ottawa Hills, but Wayne is actually out rebounding him so far. 12-11 off the glass.
Guess cross-court pass, dangerous. Hurst will have it on the wing. Three-point attempt. Nope, steps up to the stripe. Calloway leans in, doesn't go for it. Lorenzo tried to pass inside. Ball was tapped away. Good hands by Rabey to come up with it, and a foul is going to be called. And it was a little bit of a break for Ottawa Hills there, as Adam Sturdivant really never had control of the ball, but he had the position.
Boy, Rabey showed you something there, showed some good athletic ability at 6'11" to reach down around his knees and pick off that pass.
4 minutes, 12 seconds left in the second quarter. It's a 16-15 ball game. Ottawa Hills by 1 in the Seesaw Class A semifinal battle. Lob it ahead to the right side. Sturdivant will bounce it back out front. Nate Bowman handling between the rings. Large down low. Rabey backs it in, double team, kicks it left side. Sturdivant goes up, no good. Rabey tapped. He'll get the loose ball. He'll go in. Bang!
Well, he saw that one coming. Two-hand jam by Rabey. He's got 8 points.
Wayne
8
Memorial.
points, 4 boards, 3 blocks.
There's that favorite shot again by Guess, running down the left side and kind of putting up that half-hook right-hander. He's 1 of 3 on those shots today.
1 of 3 on the runner, and the second one got swallowed underneath, and a foul on Ottawa Hills.
It'll go against Rabey. It'll be his first and the team's second. And Lorenzo Guess at the line to shoot 2. Rabey will finally get a breather.
Ottawa Hills has had the largest lead of 5 here in the first half, but it's been back and forth.
Derek James in the ball game now for Ottawa Hills. Lorenzo's free throw is good. Well, they trade 6-11 for 6-4. And the free throw short of the mark. Christopher rebounds, outlet quickly down to Large. Large with a one-on-one drive, spin, scoops, can't get it. Rebound weak side, pulled down by Lavelle Guess. He's got a 1-on-3. He'll take it himself anyway. Put it up, a high glass, almost went in, and Christopher almost came up with a goaltending there.
Wayne wants that up-tempo game.
Derek James stops, 10-footer, rimming, can't get it, but the offensive rebound by Large, and the putback was good.
Large now with 8 points.
Well, right now, Wayne Memorial's got to hope that this game doesn't get away from them. They were up by 3-0 in this one. It's now a 4-point lead for Ottawa Hills. Driving down the lane is Guess. Rebound is by Guess. He ran out of bounds but came back in. Now he'll fire a 3 in and out. Out rebound Christopher. Christopher, quick outlet all the way down. Nate Bowman will lay it up and in.
Great look that time by Christopher. The long outlet had the 2-on-1. And for the Zebras, Chuck Henry up off the bench. They want to talk about it. 22-16, a 6-point lead for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills, and a timeout for Wayne Memorial.
What a change of events here, and they've got to be very careful. Wayne Memorial can't let this game get away.
Wayne Memorial has won 19 straight. Their only loss this season coming to Detroit Pershing, 67-61, and that was early in the season. Ottawa Hills red hot as well. They have won 11 straight, but Christopher with a great outlet, and they're really looking for that long outlet.
You see what happens as soon as the shot is taken, usually from the perimeter, the guard immediately breaks the other way. And what's happening now is that Ottawa Hills is on a 7-0 run after trailing this game, 16-15. And they've had another run in this game, too, an 8-0 run a little bit earlier, which gave them the lead as well. So a couple of runs here by Ottawa Hills have given them a 7-point lead with 2:44 left in the first half. Our score, 22-16. There you see the cheerleaders again, and there's the zebra. There he is. It's a melancholy zebra right now.
Daktari.
The zebra could be talking. We don't even know it. (22-16) Ottawa Hills. Inbound from Wayne Memorial. And Lorenzo Guess across the timeline. On the wing to the left, or to the right, Rodney Hurst back in the game. Down low, ball shot up, miss, and the rebound by Ottawa Hills.
That's the 10th rebound, Joe, for Christopher.
And Wayne Memorial not getting their second and third chances like they were earlier in the game. One shot and out for them. Here's Christopher, one dribble. And running it around the top of the circle is Nate Bowman.
Right into a pick.
Wing left, Sturdivant. And again, Bowman drives in, scoops. Snuffed by the underside of the rim. Good defense. Ball is loose, and Christopher secures for Ottawa Hills. Here's a steal by Guess, but it's back the other way as it goes off his hands. Pleaded to the referee that Derek James knocked it out of bounds, but Michael Smith says,
Here comes Rabey back into the game. The big fella, Rabey, with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks so far in the first half for Ottawa Hills.
Nate Bowman to trigger. Bowman content just to slow it down and eat some clock here with 1:42 to go in the first half. Sturdivant, did he walk with it?
Good call by the official. Rabey set the moving pick at the high post right about the free throw line, and the official was right there, and Rabey picks up his second foul.
That'll be the third team foul called on Ottawa Hills. Just 7 of 28 from the floor for Wayne Memorial. In a bit of a drought here, shooting 25% in the first half.
Now they're not getting a lot of clean looks at the hoop. Got a hand in their face. They've had some shots blocked. Here's a good look.
Three-pointer on the way is good, and the drought is ended again. It was a 7-0 drought, but that's ended by Richard Rashad, the 6'4" senior, as he hits the three, and it's back to a 3-point game. 22-19. Here's a steal. Rashad down to Guess. Guess will jam it.
That's the type of game the Zebras want to get into. A little press, little run, little up tempo, and they're back in that 2-2-1 zone trap.
22-21. Rabey in the corner, jumper on the way. High arcing three is no good by Nate Bowman, and the rebound secured by Wayne Memorial. They are running, they are gunning. Guess, yes!
Great athletic play by Guess. Another runner. This one, he gets the kiss off the high window.
It's 23-22, and just like that, it's a 7-point run for Wayne Memorial. They take a 1-point lead. The miss, the kiss, no good, and the rebound. Rabey short, rebound Rashad. Down to 15 seconds to go, and they'll take the air out of it for at least another 5 or 6 seconds. Down to 10.
One shot here for Wayne Memorial. Look for them to free up Lorenzo Guess.
Rodney Hurst one-on-one, isolated, kicks it left side. Callaway fires the three, no good. Guess at the horn, it won't count. That is the end of the first half of play here at the Jack Breslin Students Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University. Your score in this seesaw battle: Wayne Memorial 23, Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills 22, in a seesaw battle and another battle of runs. There you go, a 7-point run to get the lead for Ottawa Hills, another 7-point run, and Wayne Memorial comes right back.
Boy, they came out of that timeout, got to that 2-2-1 press, caused some turnovers, got in the open floor. Lorenzo Guess got a dunk, their crowd got into it, and just like that, Wayne Memorial not only back in it, they've got a 1-point lead here at the break, 23-22.
And we're going to take a break for halftime. You're watching the Michigan High School Athletic Association on AVS Sports. Welcome back to the Jack Breslin Student Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University. The Michigan High School Athletic Association and ABS Sports present the 1997 Class A Boys Basketball Semifinals. Joe Jason here along with Al Pscholka to bring it to you from center court. Glad you're with us. What a first half of basketball. A seesaw battle in Wayne Memorial up by one, 23-22 at the break in this seesaw battle. And we talked about shooting, and we talked about how Wayne Memorial could not get it going from the floor. Just 10 of 32 shooting, but during the drought and a 7-point run by Wayne Memorial, 10 of 28 shooting now for Ottawa Hills. So neither team really lightened it up in the last half of that second half.
Good defense by both schools, and this game couldn't be much closer. 31% shooting for Wayne Memorial and 36% for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills. The rebounds are about even. 20 boards for Ottawa Hills, 18 for Wayne Memorial. The turnovers are about even. 8 turnovers for Ottawa Hills, 5 for Wayne Memorial. Guess leading the way as we expected with 11 points in that first half for Wayne Memorial. He comes in averaging 21. The big fella Rabey got open, got the ball, and converted 4 times for 8 points. But the big fella's been open on the box that entire first half.
Well, if you're Wayne Memorial, 2 things you probably have to do. Number 1, see how you can continue to contain Rabey. Let him have another 10 this half. Let him have 8 this half, whatever. Let him finish with between 16 and 20. But the thing they've got to do, especially off a miss, they've got to watch that quick, fast break in the baseball pass down the other end of the court. Yeah,
and the Zebras want the up-tempo game. They want to get in that 2-2-1 press. They want to cause some havoc. They want to make it a run-and-gun type of game. And that's what they did to get back into it when they trailed 22-16. That zone trap caused a couple of turnovers. Lorenzo Guess got a couple of hoops in transition, and the Zebras up by 1.
Both teams making their way out onto the floor. Interesting, only 16 fouls called in this ball game, 3 apiece for Wayne Memorial and Ottawa Hills, and really only anyone who's even close to being in foul trouble, Williams for Wayne Memorial, and a couple on Rabey. Let's see if they go at him and try to get him his 3rd right out of the chute. It'll be Guess to inbound, Lavelle Guess, as Wayne Memorial moves it right to left to start the 3rd quarter play. A 1-point ball game, 23-22 from the Breslin Center. Class A state semifinal game. Almost lost the other way, and laying it up is Lorenzo Guess. And it's now a 3-point lead for Wayne Memorial.
Lorenzo now with 13 points.
Here comes some pressure across the timeline. They move it to Ernest Mcneal. Mcneal got it to Large, but the ball went off the leg of Mcneal. Rodney Hurst was there for Wayne Memorial, but he did not touch it last, and Wayne will have it right to left.
It's the kind of tempo they want, Joe. They want the trapping and the running and the gunning, and here we go.
On the way for 3, no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Rabey. Another miss by Carl Calloway, 0 for 4 in the game from the floor. Ernest Mcneal between the rings. 7:06 left in the 3rd quarter, just underway in the 2nd half. 25-22, the Zebras lead it. There's a kick in the lane, and the ball will come back to the Indians.
That time they had Rabey come up to the high post, and Christopher stayed on the low post in the first half. It was Christopher coming high post and Rabey low post. Now it's the big guys screen for each other right there.
Christopher out on the wing. Looking inside for Rabey. They've got a man in back of him, a man in front, giving him the double team. Large will give it back to Mcneal, who looks it over. Mcneal around the left side. Very patient Ottawa Hills offense. And they call it a double dribble. Good hands by Rodney Hurst to cause it.
Yeah, and really Mcneal had nowhere to go. He's out at the hash mark 30 feet away and picked it up, put it back down.
There's Brian Williams back in the game for the Zebras. And Lorenzo Guess will walk it up to the timeline. He'll be picked up by Nate Bowman. Starting it out from the corner, and Williams will spread the floor. There's a steal out front. It's Ernest Mcneal going in. Ball is blocked out of bounds. Good block.
Zebras were actually in the old.
That looked like Norwayne Reed.
Well, that's exactly what it was. Four corners. They had a four corners offense with the middle man playing one-on-one.
Looked like a little beacher ball there. Here's a steal, and back the other way comes Williams. Or Saginaw Buena-Vista, wasn't it?
Yep.
That's it. Just said Flynn Beecher there. Down low, off the glass. Lorenzo too hard, gets the rebound, puts it up. That's no good. That's Rashad working hard, and the ball goes out of bounds to Wayne. Inbound. Hurst. Boy, Lorenzo likes to shoot it. Comes up empty that time on the three. 6 minutes remaining in the third. 25-22. Ottawa Hills yet to get on the board here in the second half. Ernest Mcneal on the wing. In the middle. Rabey will stop, lean in from 8 feet. And it rattles in and out. Christopher with the rebound. Put back. Did he call glass? He did. It's good. All right.
I heard it.
25-24. A 1-point lead for the Zebras. Williams on the left wing brings it top side. And Guess will hold there. Oh, and a foul. Ouch.
He had Eric Large up in the air, and he was charging at him, thinking it was going to be a three-point from the wing, and caught him in the air. And foul on Large. That's his first.
That's the first team foul. Only the 7th foul called in the game. Pass on the weak side. Ball is bounced on the end line and goes out of bounds off the hands of Rodney Hurst. And it's Ottawa Hills with the ball back. And a chance to take the lead. They trail by 1, 25-24. The Indians on the move left to right. Rabey with the catch in the middle and a whistle. That was away from the ball. Well, the officials needed an official timeout. The call from the scorer's table. They needed to check something out, and they did. Probably the score or the clock, and now the ball is thrown away. Tried to save it, but Ernest Mcneal threw it right into the hands of Rashad, who comes up empty on the air ball from 3. Back the other way, Large. And here's Bowman. Bowman back to Large. They work it around to Mcneal in the corner. Christopher not afraid to fire. He doesn't get it. Hard off the back of the iron. Rabey just standing there on his tiptoes, controls the offensive glass.
That's Rabey's 10th point. He's got 8 rebounds, and that time that 6'11" with that long reach and the long arm of the law knocks down 2.
26-25. Our score, a 1-point lead for Ottawa Hills. Jumper on the way is in and out. Lid continues to be on the basket here in the second half. And it's Ernest Mcneal to Large, who looks to lob in, can't do it. This time they'll lob to Rabey. One step to the hole, puts it up, good.
2 straight by Rabey. He's got 12 points, 6 of 12 from the field for the 6'11" senior, and Lorenzo Guess is trying to check him down there at 6'3".
Lorenzo kicks in the corner. Here's the steal. Mcneal going all the way down, a 1-on-3, forces it up, can't get it. The rebound is secured by Ottawa Hills.
Wait, good hustle by Bowman that time.
Mcneal is fouled from behind. The grab by Lavelle Guess. 3:51 left in the third. It's a 3-point game in the seesaw battle as Ottawa Hills leads it 28-25.
Head coach Chuck Henry surveying the scene as Wayne Memorial has slipped to a 3-point deficit.
Large and Mcneal playing catch out front, and Williams will back off the defense and let him bring it to the top of the circle. 3-pointer on the way. Mcneal, that's going to be no good. Large tried for the rebound weak side. Williams grabbed it, touched it last, but they say Christopher forced him out or touched it.
A good call by the official. Looked like Christopher got a hand in and just knocked it out of bounds.
Well, Jim Eady liked the call. He was clapping. 28-25, 3.5 left in the third. Guess at the top of the key, and here's Lorenzo Speier. He hits the three, but it's no good.
An illegal screen underneath as Guess came around that pick. The pick by number 10, Brian Williams, down there low on the box. He was moving.
Nate Bowman will look to toss in. He'll have to hurry. Finally does. Large is double teamed. And Large gets it ahead for Rabey, and the ball is tapped last by Wayne. Oh, they're going to talk it over. Possession arrow, by the way, goes to Ottawa Hills in case of a tie.
Wayne has changed that press up again, Joe. Now it's a 1-2-1-1. The diamond and one zone trap.
6'2" swing man Nate Bowman will look to trigger it in, and he does, and Rabey will catch and hand it off to Mcneal. Mcneal under three-quarter court pressure gets it ahead for Large. 2-on-1, bounce pass through the paint. Christopher hangs onto it and will hold it up in the corner. Cross-court pass. Large looks over the three, fires it, gets it. There we go. 31-25. Back the other way, the steal by Mcneal, but it goes out of bounds.
Well, good look that last time. Little skip pass and wide open on the wing. Eric Large, and he knocks it home.
Timeout is called on the floor with 2:57 remaining here in the third. It's Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills 31, Wayne Memorial 25. There's a great opportunity for high school seniors to stay involved in interscholastic athletics once their prep playing career is over. And it starts right now. Or should I start over?
Yeah.
As a registered game official in the Michigan High School Athletic Association's Legacy Program, high school seniors can begin their officiating careers. For more information, contact your local school athletic administrator or the MHSAA office in East Lansing. Joe, Jason, Al Pscholka to bring it to you. Center court here at the home of the Spartans, Michigan State University, the Jack Breslin Students Event Center.
Another game of runs, and now it's Ottawa Hills as these teams kind of punch and counterpunch throughout this game. We saw Wayne Memorial with that big run at the end of the first half to take that 1-point lead, and now Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills with a nice run of their own here in the third quarter to take a 6-point bulge with 2:57 to go. And they've done it with a couple of 3-point shots. They've done it with Big Rabey still getting open underneath.
They're riding the Rabey train. He has 8. They have 8 unanswered right now, Ottawa Hills, with 2:57 left here in the third. So another game of runs. We saw 1 of 8, 2 of 7, back and forth, and now 1 of 8 again for Ottawa Hills, and they lead by 6.
Rabey has 12 and Large 11 for Ottawa Hills, 13 for Guess.
Oh, Hurst got away with a step out front, goes to the hole, nice with the left hand, and gets the kind kiss to go. Rabey in the middle, goes left side, ball's thrown out of bounds. Rabey a little too much heat and a little too far behind Mcneal.
Yeah, Mcneal was really had some open floor there up that left side. Rabey just threw it behind him. They switched the press again, went back to the 2-2-1. So Chuck Henry really changing up the defenses for the Zebras.
Guess to Guess for 3. 31-30, 1-point game. Pressure now by Wayne. Large will bring it down. He'll drive. He'll go in on Hurst. Right hand is good. 33-30, a 3-point lead for Ottawa Hills again.
He exploded to the basket once he hit the wing.
Guess to Guess for 3. No. Offensive rebound. Rashad, he's rejected. And Guess comes up with a rebound. The ball is slapped out of bounds by Mcneal. And Memorial will have it.
Fourth block for the 6'11 center, Jeff Rabey.
Down to 2:05 remaining in the third. Seesaw battle, 33 for Ottawa Hills, 30 for Wayne Memorial. The Zebras with it. Rashad, notion from the baseline left, will bring it back to the wing. And Hurst will swing it around. Reddick Porkins in the ball game was called for the travel out front.
First time tonight we've seen Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills back out of that man-to-man. That time, Joe, they were in a 2-3 zone.
Turnovers are pretty much even right now. 12 for Wayne and 13 for Ottawa Hills. Minute 56 to go in the third. Christopher will hold it and get it ahead to Bowman. Bowman in some trouble. Around a pick, gets it across the timeline. He's got a 3-on-3, goes left side. Rabey will not take that 19-9, and he'll just dish it back out front, and Mcneal will run the show. Down to a minute 40 to go. Lob down low. Rabey on the double team. Had it blocked, but the follow is good by Christopher.
When you got a double team Rabey, that'll free up Christopher on the weak side, and there he was, slashing to the goal.
Richard Rashad had the block on Rabey, but it was the nice follow by Christopher that got the two. 35-30. Ottawa Hills with the lead. The Zebras with the ball, and time ticking at 1:10. Lorenzo Guess, Rashad back out front, kick it in the corner. Hurst has it blocked out of bounds by Nate Bowman.
7th block shot for Ottawa Hills. Ryan Christopher really doing the job on the glass. He's got 12 rebounds so far here this afternoon.
Dion Willis will trigger in at quarter court for Wayne Memorial with 1:05 left, and we've got a substitution as Carl Calloway will come back in the ball game for Wayne Memorial. Well, you see the crowd. Nice turnout here for this first session, the Class A semifinals. Class B semis are tonight. Three-pointers on the way, and Lorenzo Guess lights it up. 35-33.
Lorenzo Guess now with 16 to lead everybody.
Large across the timeline. His Indians lead by 2, and he's fouled away from the basket. The ball will be taken out of bounds. That is only the 3rd team foul called on Wayne Memorial. However, the foul goes on Lavelle Guess, and that's his 2nd. The inbound coming from Nate Bowman, triggers it in large. Works on Willis, and it's stolen away from behind by Lavelle and picked up again by Large. Lob down low. Nice catch by Christopher in double team traffic, and a foul is going to be called.
That time Lorenzo Guess trying to come from the weak side, giving some backside help on Christopher. Reached right across the forearm and picks up the personal.
Well, Christopher went to stand at the free throw line, but not yet. Only 4 team fouls called on Wayne Memorial. And here's the inbound. Large will light the 3. And there you have it, a 38-33 lead, a 5-point bulge for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills.
Nice inbound play. They freed him up on the screen, and he was wide open at the arc.
Baseline right, ball kicked away. Large again. Lobs it ahead for Mcneal. He'll go in and put it off the glass and good. Ottawa Hills is living large. He gets the bucket and the assist, and it's now a 7-point lead for the Indians.
Biggest lead of the night for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills.
And Lavelle tries to shoot it up at the end of the 3rd quarter. Got the follow, but couldn't get it to fall. And that's the end of 3 here at the Jack Breslin Students Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University. Class A semifinal matchup, and your score at the break. Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills 40, Wayne Memorial 33. Glad you could join us. Wayne Memorial coming in at 24-1. Their only loss to the Doughboys. You know how they play at Pershing, way above the rim. So they've had some tough competition. Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills, not really a Cinderella, but you don't see too many teams that last this long and play this well with 6 losses throughout the year.
That's right. They got off to the slow start, going 2-3, and really got whacked by Benton Harbor on opening night, 87-52. But Ottawa Hills has won 11 straight games to get to the semifinals. Just another instance of a 5 or a 7-point swing in this game, Joe. And here was a 5-point swing, really primarily done by Eric Large as he hit that 3, then came up with the steal, got the nice assist as he floated the pass over Guess's outstretched hands. Mcneal lays it in, a 5-point swing, and they lead by 7, 40-33 as we enter the final 8 minutes. And both teams starting to shoot a little bit better in that 3rd quarter as well.
Well, Wayne Memorial 14 of 47 overall in this game so far. That's a little bit better than the 25% they started out at, 7 of 28. And just under 50% for Ottawa Hills, shooting 18 of 41 from the floor. Three-pointers, are they making that much of a difference out there right now? Probably not, but I'll tell you what, a big three-pointer thrown in by Eric Large, and then the steal and the assist to Ernest Mcneal, who laid it in. Those were 4 big points in a run that's given Ottawa Hills a 7-point lead.
Large is the leading scorer with 17 points per game, and he's a little over 30% from downtown so far this season. And Large doing the job, 16 points so far. Rabey with 12 for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills. Lorenzo Guess, the all-stater, the all-world player, with 16 points to lead Wayne Memorial, and Rashad chipping in with 10 after 3 quarters of play. But we've seen it, the ebb and flow of this game. It's gone back and forth, and Wayne Memorial only trailing by 7 going into the last quarter. It's still anybody's game.
And the rebounds starting to widen a bit. Actually, Wayne Memorial had the lead in rebounds at the half, but now it's 27-23 in favor of the Indians. The Indians will trigger in to start the fourth. 8 minutes left, and somebody gets Detroit Redford. The winner of this game between Ottawa Hills and Wayne Memorial. The Indians with it left to right, and Large double team, kicks it in the corner. Driving the stop and pop from 8 is too hard. Christopher overran the rebound, wound up underneath the basket, and secured by Callaway and Wayne. 7:40 left in the fourth, just underway in the last 8 minutes of regulation. There's that running one-hander again, and it just misses. Lorenzo Guess couldn't come up with it.
A good penetration that time by Guest. He just couldn't get it to fall.
Sturdivant had a notion, but Large will fire. He'll get it. Just inside the arc, he buries the deuce.
Eric Large is in his zone. He's had 7 of their last 9, and he's got 18 on the night.
It's a 9-point lead for Ottawa Hills with 7:13 to go here in the fourth. Hurst traveled out front. Robert Craddock said so.
Wanted to make the quick move to the middle that time, but shuffled the shoes, and a turnover against Wayne Memorial.
Nate Bowman will inbound. Wayne Memorial still pressing. They got to toss it in. They do. And Sturdivant will bounce it back. Large across the timeline. Started his move to the basket, and everybody slacked off their defender. Explosive move by Eric Large. Could easily make it to the basket. Back the other way, Sturdivant, between the leg dribble. Here's a triple try from Nate Bowman that hits the back of the iron, and the long rebound comes out to Hurst. 3-on-2. Lost the ball, and it comes back to Ottawa Hills, who lost it right back as Carl Callaway came up with it. Hurst for 3. No. Back of the iron. And Large has a one-on-one. Oh, good dish. Sturdivant out last time.
Well, he was 2-on-2, and he took both defenders, and then a beautiful pass off on the left wing for the easy 2, and Large is coming to life here in the second half.
It's an 11-point ball game, 44-33. Ottawa Hills with an 11-point lead. 6:05 and ticking in the fourth. Hurst. Callaway for 3. Yeah, no. And they'll just let it go out of bounds. Christopher was down there and let it bounce out.
Chuck Henry may want to call a timeout here. His team trailing by 11. Largest deficit. They've battled back throughout this game. He's up barking out the defensive signals and has him back in a diamond-and-one press right now.
Lavelle Guest comes in, and Hurst goes out. Rabey walks it across the timeline, literally. Back the other way, jumper on the way, and Sturdivant has the last ball.
Not only are they beating the zone, Ottawa Hills is scoring off the zone. They're taking it aggressively, and here's the timeout as Chuck Henry up off the bench for Wayne Memorial, and the orange and black getting into it right now. They've got a 13-point lead, and they can smell Redford in the finals.
5:41 left here in the third. It's Ottawa Hills 46 and Wayne Memorial 33. Here's some interesting hair in the orange as the Ottawa Hills faithful have brought their colors and their wig.
Well, they're starting to get into it now as their team beginning to pull away. Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills trailing by 1 at halftime. A 7-point lead after the third quarter, and they have come out red hot. 6 straight to open up the fourth, and it's 46-33, and their crowd getting into it.
You know, the beauty of high school sports is the camaraderie that's developed between teammates. It's a relationship nurtured on the playing field, the locker room, and most importantly, in the classroom. The time that youngsters spend together in high school sports, on and off the playing field, continues to this unique extracurricular experience. High school sports, it's a privilege to play. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and AVS Sports.
Eric Large has really been triggering Ottawa Hills, not only with the 18 points, he leads them in scoring, but has picked up a couple of nice assists here in the fourth quarter to kickstart Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills. And Wayne Memorial will try to rally behind All-Stater Lorenzo Guess.
There you see the inbound coming from Lavelle. Guess dumps it in, and Williams will bring it across the timeline. Little sense of urgency here for Wayne Memorial. They need some offense. Lavelle on the wing left will start his drive into the paint, lean in, left hand, glass, no good. Tipped up by Christopher and in. Give that one to the black and orange. Christopher had his hand on it.
Little assist that time. Christopher, who's really been dominant under the glass with 12 boards, give him a tip in there.
Eric Large dribbles through traffic, brings it top of the key, and now they'll just slow it right down with 5:11 to go.
Press offense again for Ottawa Hills, doing a great job.
Jumper on the way. Large from three was knocked down as he let the shot go. Willis bounce pass through the lane is kicked. And Sturdivant the guilty party, and it'll go out of bounds to Wayne Memorial.
Still plenty of time. 4:59 remaining. Wayne Memorial trailing by 11.
Inbound
Just 4
coming.
team fouls on Wayne Memorial and 1 team foul on Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills, Joe, so that may not be a factor.
We've got another timeout called on the floor. This time it's Jim Eady who wants the timeout. His team leading it 46-35, and I think not only is he going to talk about what they want to do defensively down here on the inbound, but I think he's going to be talking to his team about what they want to do when they bring that ball across the timeline and what they're going to do on offense to take away some of the clock. And there you see the blue and gold, the Zebra cheerleaders on their feet, trying to cheer this team on and get them back into it. They led this ball game by as many as 7, and they're seeing their lead go bye-bye. And of course, it's now an 11-point lead for Ottawa Hills, 46-35.
Still plenty of time, but Ottawa Hills has done a great job with their press offense. Not only have they been breaking the press, but they've also been getting some easy hoops. And across the way, the Ottawa Hills crowd trying to get back into it. 46-35, still plenty of time remaining. 4:59 to go here in the fourth quarter, and the black and orange break the huddle, and here they come. Wayne Memorial out to greet him, and the Zebras will get it under the hoop.
Brian Williams to inbound for Wayne. 4:59 remaining on the clock here in the fourth quarter. They kick it back out. Williams for a quick three, fires off the mark, no good. Weak side rebound by Rashad. He'll go in, kick it back outside, and Williams will try another three. That's no good, and this time Large comes up with a rebound.
Boy, great execution off the inbound play. They just couldn't get the triple to fall.
4:43 and ticking, and a foul out front on Wills. He's got a couple to give. That's only the 5th team foul called against Wayne. Only 6 fouls called in each half of this basketball game so far. 3 apiece in the first half for each of these teams. 5 now in this half for Wayne Memorial. Just 1 team foul against Ottawa Hills in the second half. Lob left side, and Sturdivant will hold it above his head and just walk it back out. He's being double teamed out front. He's got to look out from behind. Almost lost it, and Large will bring it back out. Almost got called for 5 seconds back there too. At his back to the basket, facing the midcourt stripe.
Might be a little early to take the air out of it, but Ottawa Hills will try to be patient here and use some clock.
There's the big guy, Rabey. Nate Bowman left-handing between the circles. Behind the back dribble working on Williams, and a foul on Williams. They called it 5 seconds. So Williams got some great hawk and D there to make Nate Bowman turn it over.
Yeah, Bowman just didn't advance the ball. He went side to side. He backed up. He went side to side again and got the whistle.
There's Jim Eady. Hands on hips. Not a happy camper with that turnover. Down to the 350 mark, driving the lane is Williams. He scoops, almost got it. He was left of the basket and somehow scooped that right arm to come up the right side off the window with it.
Boy, great body control that time by Brian Williams as he knifed his way by Rabey, the big guy, got to the glass and nearly got it off the high window. Chuck Henry up again. He'll be setting that defense again for Wayne Memorial. We've seen the diamond and one, we've seen the 2-2-1, and we've seen a little bit of a man-to-man trap. That Kentucky trap defense for Wayne Memorial, but Henry has really been shifting the defenses. But on the other side, Jim Eadie's crew has really done a nice job breaking the press, getting some easy hoops the other way, and not too many turnovers caused on that Wayne Memorial press.
Memorial trying to make it a 10-point game. The front end was missed. The second one is good by Williams. And here comes the pressure. Rashad to defend the inbound pass. And the ball is stolen and laid in by Lorenzo Guess. It's an 8-point game.
It's a diamond and one press. Timeout.
A timeout is called. A quick 3-point play by Wayne Memorial has changed the complexion of this ball game. It's now Ottawa Hills 46, Wayne Memorial 38. A 3-point swing very quickly for Wayne Memorial. That steal was kind of like the Dennis Johnson-Larry Bird combo against the Pistons, and he threw it right to him. I think maybe the most surprised person on the floor was Lorenzo Guess, who got the ball tossed right to him.
Yeah, they were in that 1-2-1-1, that diamond press, and just threw it right into the hands of Guess, who was off on that one wing and got the easy layup. So Chuck Henry again switching up the defenses, switching up the pressure, and that time he confused Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills, got the turnover and the easy bucket. We've still got a long ways to go in this one, nearly half of the fourth quarter, 3:41 remaining, and it's 46-38, so hang on.
There you take a look at the team fouls. Possession arrow is to the advantage of Wayne Memorial right now. They trail by 8, 46-38. And just 3:41 left on the clock. However, don't count anyone out. The game before this in Class A between the Central Trailblazers and the Redford Huskies went down to the wire, went overtime, and Redford came back to win it. Actually, Central came back to tie, and Redford came back to win it.
Now the Wayne Memorial folks getting into it again. You see them behind their bench.
Little theme music, I Will Survive. Pardon our Gloria Gaynor, but there's a game going on. 3:41 to go here in the fourth. And Rabey.
Good trap.
Poked away, and Lorenzo Guess knocked it out of bounds.
That's right where you want to trap, out of that 1-2-1-1. Good place to trap right there on the sideline.
Nate Bowman will inbound to Mcneal. Mcneal lobs it ahead for Large, and Large across the timeline's got a 3-on-2, but he won't take it. He'll bring it back out, and they'll give it back to Mcneal. Mcneal double team. Large had a notion from 3. He'll drive double teamed on the baseline, and a foul is called. It's either going to be on Lavelle or Lorenzo Guess. Either way, it's the 6th team foul call and the 3rd foul against Lavelle Guess.
We're going to see the ball for Ottawa Hills in the hands of Large and Mcneal a lot here down the stretch.
Lob it in. Ball is tapped and controlled by Richard Rashad.
Great defensive play by Rashad.
Well, you saw the hands go up by Rabey. He wanted it, and the toss was just not high enough. Williams steps back. He's going to try to pop it there and did not.
Well, he had a notion from 17.
3:04 to go. Williams again outside the arc. And Willis into the corner. Lorenzo Guess not afraid to shoot. He'll pop an 18-footer. That's an air ball. And Nate Bowman comes down with the rebound. Mcneal drives in traffic. Ball is knocked away, but a foul is called on Lorenzo Guess.
Foul on Guess in the 7th team foul, so we're going to walk the other way and shoot the 1 in the bonus. With 2:46 remaining, 46-38 our score. Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills trying to advance to the Class A state final.
At the line is Ernest Mcneal. He is 5'5", the smallest guy on the floor. Free throw good.
He's their best free throw shooter, 69% on the year.
Coming in the ballgame, Rodney Hurst.
You want your point guard at the line late.
Willis comes out of the game, and McNeal's free throw is good. So McNeal makes good on 2 of 2. He has 4 points, And it's a 48-38 lead, a 10-point lead for the Indians of Ottawa Hills. 2:40 left in the clock. Driving down the paint, left hand Williams. Sweet move to the hole.
Williams has done that a couple of times in this game. Good slashing move to the glass.
Large lobs and Christopher over his head. I think that Large thought Williams was going to the basket. Christopher, I should say, kind of just jumped up in the air instead of really going to the hole, and the pass was over his head.
Little miscommunication that time on the press offense.
Williams for three. Short. Lorenzo with the rebound. Kicked around in the paint. And a travel is called against Ottawa Hills as Christopher grabbed the ball while he was sitting on the floor and moved around.
And Christopher's grabbed a lot of them. He's got 13 rebounds here this afternoon.
Lavelle Guess to trigger in. Lob inside. Lorenzo Guess up the high glass.
What an athletic move at 6'3". Went up among the tall timber and got it.
And guess what? It's a 6-point game. 48-42 with 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Rabey on the right wing, back out front. Mcneal drives, dishes down low, reverse lay, and it's good by Large, and he's fouled in the three-point opportunity as Ottawa Hills goes up by 8:50 to 42.
Living Large again with Eric, and they find him underneath on the baseline. Nice little flip off the high window, and again, when they need a basket, they go to Eric Large, their leading scorer.
Coach Edey talking to Mcneal and Bowman. Giving his guards some advice and talking to his assistants, Tom, Jerry, and Otto.
Large with 21 points to lead all scorers.
Three-point play is complete. Minute 53 to go. 9-point lead in a hurry. Here's Hurst for three. Off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound Lorenzo Guess still tipped around. Loose, and Large comes up with it. Large gets it ahead to Mcneal. Mcneal at 5'5". Dishes for the big guy at 6'11". Rabey. Back to Mcneal. And the lost ball is controlled by Lorenzo Guess.
Good quick hands by Brian Williams.
Williams will drive. He'll stop from 6. Ball swatted away, and Mcneal threw it out of bounds. That was Bowman who threw it out of bounds, and it'll go back to Wayne Memorial. Minute 23 left here in the fourth. Here's Lavelle Guess to inbound at quarter court. He'll lob it high across court for Lorenzo, who forced it too hard, and Christopher touched it last out of bounds.
9-point game with 1:18 remaining, so Wayne Memorial needs some action from behind the arc.
Hurst back out to Rashad. Notion from three. Lavelle drives the lane, left hand. No, he didn't get it. The easy bunny off the window. And down the floor, laying it in is Nate Bowman with a minute to go in the game. It's now 53-42.
An 11-point lead. Time running out, and some of the Wayne Memorial faithful grabbing their coats and heading to the exits.
An 11-point lead for Ottawa Hills. A minute 1 left in the ball game. There you see Chuck Henry goes back to his seat, talks it over with Dave, Lee, Wayne, and Bill. And the inbound from Lavelle. Williams pickpocketed by the little guy. Here comes Bugsy, lays it in.
You call it. Looked like Muggsy that time, boy. He was right down on the wood to pick his pocket.
55-42 and an air ball. The putback by Rashad, good. An 11-point game with 38 seconds to go. Down to 34. They better hurry this one in. And they get it into Large. He's double teamed and fouled. The Guess brothers were there to put the hammer on Large, and he'll go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. That's the 9th foul. Next one will send him for 2.
What a great season, though, for Wayne Memorial. They'll finish at 24-2 for the Zebras. And Grand Rapids, Ottawa Hills, after a shaky start early in the season, advancing now to the Class A state finals to take on Detroit Redford.
The Ottawa Hills faithful very happy here on their feet, arms in the air. Free throw, good. You can smile. You can smile now, Coach.
You talk about clutch. Large has been there time after time in this game for head coach Jim Edey, and he nails them both. 23 points for Eric Large.
57-44. Down to 24 seconds to go. Guess fires the three. It will not go. The follow by Rashad is no good. Williams with the tap. That's no good. Lorenzo Guess puts it up, and he's fouled. So Lorenzo will go to the line and shoot two. That's only the third team foul called on Ottawa Hills. They had 3 team fouls in the first half.
Large with 23, Rabey with 12 for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills. Lorenzo Guess with 18 points steps to the stripe and drills the first one.
There's the Ottawa Hills faithful. The sea of orange, and they put the crush on Wayne Memorial today. 57-46 the score, 14.8 on the clock. And Large will just toss it ahead. And Mcneal across the timeline. Drives
so quick.
Right side to Christopher. Down to 5. Down to 4. 3. And an over and back. And Wayne Memorial will get it back one final time.
Now Jim Eady will want the deflection, but at this point in time, it won't matter. The Orange are on their feet, and 57-46, they lead it.
1.7 left on the clock. And the inbound from Guess. Over to Lorenzo, who fires and does not get it. And the game is over. So it will be Ottawa Hills facing Detroit Redford in the Class A State Championship game on Saturday here at the Breslin Center, as the final score has Ottawa Hills beating Wayne Memorial 57-46.
It was a game of runs, and when the runs really counted in the fourth quarter, it was Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills and their great guard Eric Large leading the way down the stretch. A 7-point game after 3, and then a 6-point run right at the start of the fourth quarter, 46-33. Wayne Memorial made a great run to try to get back into this thing, but Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills, just too much size underneath, did a good job with their press offense, breaking the press of Wayne Memorial to get some easy baskets, and Eric Large doing the job down the stretch for Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills. 21-6 on the season as they now advance to the Class A final.
That's going to wrap it up from the Jack Breslin Students Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University. For Al Pscholka, this is Joe Jason. Our final score in the Class A semifinal: Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills 57, the Zebras of Wayne Memorial 46. This has been the Michigan High School Athletic Association on ABS Sports.